Hello, everybody. Forgive me for not having a shirt on. I just got out of the shower, so I gotta get dressed. But I have a bunch of wisdom to bring to you today. The first wisdom I want to bring to you is about the comfort zone. And I probably talked about this a little bit when I did my series on the bubble. Sorry, I'm getting stuff to wear here. So please forgive me if I go slow at times. But okay, so the bubble, I think I talked about the bubble a little bit at the beginning of doing this series. And the bubble is basically something we're all born into. We're all born into a bubble. And that bubble essentially has traits. It has culture. It has basically the way we grow up and learn. It has the ecosystem around us. We learn all the rules to the bubble we live in. We learn how to survive. We learn how to get ahead. We learn how people do things. We learn what's expected of us. We learn the history of those people that came before us. And we learn everything there is to learn about our bubble. And that's why kids think they know everything. Because they do. They know everything about the one little bubble they're in. What they don't realize is that Earth is made up of hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions of bubbles. There's so many bubbles, maybe billions. So many bubbles, and every one of them has its own traits. Every one of them is different. Some are good, some are bad. Some make people who are happy, some make people who are sad. Some make dishonest people, some make honest people. Some make hard workers, some make lazy shits and thieves. You know, every bubble is different. And it's luck of the draw which bubble we're born into. So we get to a certain age, we step out of the bubble, right? That bubble, we're comfortable with it. We've been there our whole lives, and we learned how to deal with it. We know everything about it. We step out of the bubble, and we notice, holy shit, there are a gazillion of these bubbles, and we just stepped into a different one. We stepped out of ours and into a different one, and it's a little uncomfortable. And most people don't like it. People like to be comfortable. This is not right. This is not right. I like what I know. I'm going back home. They run back to their bubble. They stay there for the rest of their lives. Others will step out of the bubble, get involved in another bubble, and then get burned. And be like, oh, yeah, I don't like this bubble. And they'll go back home. And they just wait till they die. Now, when you step outside of your bubble, you are now outside of your comfort zone, right? You're outside of your comfort zone, and pretty soon it's going to get the better of you unless you can weather the storm. If you have the resolve, if you have the will to weather the storm and stay outside of your comfort zone, eventually it will become part of your comfort zone. You'll get comfortable there. Stay outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your comfort zone and stay there until you're comfortable with it. And then your comfort zone has expanded. And then you step outside of it again and wait till it expands again. And eventually your comfort zone will be massive. You'll be comfortable in almost every situation you find yourself in. Now, the earth is huge. It doesn't matter how long you go. You're not going to get to all these bubbles. There are going to be places where you're outside of your comfort zone. But when you step into them, remember, it's an opportunity for you to expand your comfort zone. And the bigger your comfort zone is, the more of the earth you stand to inherit. You cannot take advantage of different things that are outside of your bubble unless you go outside your bubble. And if you're going to stay in your bubble, you're going to lose a lot. Because most of these bubbles have at least something to offer. And if you're not able to step into those bubbles and weather the storm until you're comfortable with them, you will never be able to claim what they have to offer. It might be knowledge. It might teach you something. It might be valuable. It might be a person that you love. Who knows what it'll be? But every bubble has something to teach you, to give you, to share with you. Every bubble has something valuable. And if you can't stay out of your comfort zone, you will run back to your bubble and you will never get anything. You'll just be stuck with whatever's in your bubble and you will sit there and you'll wait to die. It's a good idea to try to weather the storm and stay outside your comfort zone until it becomes your comfort zone. Once it becomes your comfort zone, you're in a better place. You can be in that area anytime you want and it won't bother you. Now you step outside your comfort zone again. In my life, I could sit down in the morning with gangbangers and in the afternoon with billionaires, captains of industry, and in the evening with politicians. And I'm just fine with all of them. And I can talk to all of them the same way I'm talking to you guys right now. And it works out. You know, I mean, I can talk to all of them. I can speak their language. I'm comfortable with them. I don't get nervous. You know, it works out pretty well. It gives me a lot. It gives me the ability to go anywhere I want and to be able to deal with any kind of person without having a problem. And maybe I'll find someone that I really connect with, a good friend, or maybe, you know, a wife. Who knows? You never know what you're going to find out there. Or a mentor or someone who leads me to the next thing, which brings me to riches. You never know what you're going to find out there. But chances are it's going to be hard to find what you want in your bubble alone. You might get some of it or you might settle. That's what most people do in their bubble. They settle. They settle for their job. They settle for their wife or husband. They settle for their friends. They just settle for life. They take what they can get, which is not that much because they're stuck in one little bubble. Expand yourself and see the world. The world has a lot to offer. The more options you have, the more likely you have of getting what you want. Keep your options open, and your options will be limited if you're only dealing with one bubble. You got to look at the world because you have options everywhere, opportunity everywhere, and you'll never see it if you can't weather the storm and stay out of your comfort zone. Turn into your comfort zone. So that's my little rant about the comfort zone. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope it helps. I hope it teaches you something. Please comment below if you have any comments on that, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Subscribe. Thank you.